ladies and gentlemen, you're joining us live for round 12 Suzuka for SOR Split 1, and we are looking forward to a fantastic race today. Hello to all our viewers, drivers and pedestrians alike. We are about to head into qualifying, but as you can see from the circuit guide there, very twisty track, figure 8, only track on the calendar to actually cross over itself. And we have a Dunlop curve throwing up some nasty surprises there from previous seasons. So hopefully the audio levels are okay. We are now in session. I'm getting information from Marcin S. No team orders at Mercedes today, so we should see a fight out between Marcin S. and his teammate Don Alexi. And who do we have here today? We've got the Root, last week's winner at Russia. Pixel in the Ferrari heading out of session, so the cars are starting to head out. We have 18 drivers in session today. And the famous Suzuka track. Completely dry qualifying. It looks like the sun is out. We are on for a hot and blistering qualifying session. Let's go. Let's join Pixel on board for his outlap. And we see up ahead new driver to the series, Jason, a very fast, competent driver himself. Under the bridge they go. What have we got out here today? We've got Wessel in the Red Bull. So a few drivers remaining in pits, but most are opting to go out. And if there's any audio issues, please let me know in the chat. Any drivers out there want to give me a race weather forecast, feel free to do so. And we've got Pixel up ahead, is about to approach the last corner, the final chicane for the little right-hander as he goes onto the start-finish straight. And the only DRS, you see the DRS detection line just crossed there, and DRS should now be open for Pixel as he heads down the start-finish straight on his first hot lap. And it's flat out into this corner. Try to use engine braking on all of the track and try not to use too much of the track, or you will get an invalidated lap time, and Pixel is at risk of that as he pushed the car wide out onto the curb there, but looks like he's still on for a hot lap time here. So he goes for the Dunlop curve for a fast left-hander, and then just and the brake board is gone. 100 meters I believe has been destroyed. And down to the hairpin. So the car right down to second, maybe first, just to get a bit of a better turn in. And then it's a fast sector 3 coming up. These two left-handers hooking up together. Just need to use that engine brake in, wait for the correct point to apply the throttle. And straight down this long straight into this flat out left-hander, and then braking around a 100-meter board as he head into his final chicane down to third and back on the power. And there's just a little bit here you need to be careful. A bit of a bump in the track there can catch you out as Pixel goes first with a 1:28.042. Iason's slightly behind there, but pushed down to third with a 1:28.188. We're seeing a lot of times go on the board right now with Fox first to break into the 1:27s with 1:27.773. So we just have a look and see what tires are currently fitted. So everybody apart from a few setting those times on super soft. We have Wow125 on the soft tire, so he's going for a little bit of a different strategy play here initially. The Root has left the session. Hopefully he can join us before the end and take part in the race. Wow125 on the soft tire. Let's see what he's got in the tank right now. There's a yellow flag in sector 2, 1 and 3. So someone out there is having issues, but we're going to stay on board with... Well, we're going to switch camera for Wow125 here as he heads into these fast left-hand corners. And it looks like he has the car nicely under control there as he navigates those two corners onto this long bending straight. Can a straight be bent? I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe it's slight bend. It's definitely not a corner, that's for sure. As Wow125 abandons his hot lap on those soft tires, so a bit of a cider lap there from Wow125. Looked tidy enough, but he decides to come into the pits. Who else have we got out who has not set a lap time? We've got John Die Hard McLean in the McLaren, navigating the Dunlop curve. The bottom right hand corner of your screen there, you can see representation of the throttle appliance brake. You've also got DRS, and we can also see that he has got 100% ERS charge right now. It looks like he's on the low ERS setting, just saving that up for his hot lap. Marcel also on an out lap, so with a few drivers yet to set times. Wendy301 is one of them. He's on those mediums. So may see some drivers just try a different strategy from the other guys. See if they can get something that works a bit better for them. I mean, we're looking at a one-stop strategy, I believe, for most cars here. I believe soft to medium would work quite well. You can stretch out the super soft and switch to medium, but tire wear will be a big issue there. Wendy is actually retired from the race, or from the qualifying session, so he will start at the back of the grid. Interesting, unusual stuff there. Wendy, we know, is a competent, very fast driver, and he is already out of the session. Hasn't put a time on the lap, not even a... I don't even think he finished his out lap. Didn't see any yellow sectors come up there, so I'm not sure if that is technical issues or car issues or something's going on. There is a yellow flag there, sector 1 come up there briefly. As John McLean, he heads down into the fast left-hander, into the final chicane, and he will be putting a time on the board, I believe. Oh no, he will not. He decides to back out. Must have been invalidated lap time there, or not good enough for John McLean to continue and put that on the board. And let's see now, we've got last week's winner just starting his hot lap, so let's right on board with him as he goes out wide, uses the curb. He's carrying a lot of momentum. This is all about momentum for these S curves. The S's, so tricky to get right. There's a real rhythm to be found there. You can dial the car in, it can get you a lot of time. See that 100-meter board is out of action, so that will disadvantage the no assist drivers. And I should just have a look at the top leaderboard again. Marcel Polaroid has gone fastest with a 127.481. Fox, the other driver, 127. Oh, and we see the route there just taking a little bit too much curb. And it might have cost, excuse me, cost him. Excuse my. Let's see what the route has. Using both curbs there on the chicane. While 125 with a wow lap, but it's speeding quickly. I didn't even have time to read out while 125's lap time, as the route sets a 126.739. What a blistering lap! And we were on board for the last part of it. There, we saw him. Really drive the life out of that car. So 126.739 is the new benchmark. And who is yet to set a lap time? We've got John McLean on soft tires. So I believe he was, he's been out on super softs. Did not set a lap time. Decided to come in. So I think that was a bit of a banker, a cider lap, as he goes onto the soft tire. So he obviously does not want to qualify on the super softs and be stuck with a possible two-stop strategy. The super softs and medium, you can stretch out the super softs and switch on to medium as it for a one stop, but you really are going to lose a lot of time at the end of the stints as the tire wear just increases and it can get quite leery. Let's see, John McLean. Is he? Yes, I believe he is just starting his lap. Let's see what he has got. Yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. John McLean currently just going for sector 1 at the minute, hooking it up nicely for the S's. Sticking close to the curb and left hand side on the right, and then up for the Dunlop curve. Really, this entry and then exit speed is key. You want to carry as much momentum as possible, but not get on the grass. You get on the grass there, you're going to pay for it big time. Oh, and we see him go off into the wall. John McLean died hard before our very eyes. Such a tricky corner, that one. It's kind of downhill, and the car just wants to keep going right as you straighten up, and John McLean paid the price there. Let's see, we've got Ruffel now. He is out for his hot lap. He is on softs, and Ruffel is our driver to watch today. He's finished in the podium for the last 5 races. He is our current Drivers' Championship leader. So keep an eye on Ruffel today, folks. Yet to set a lap time, but currently on his out lap. So just warming the tires up, getting prepared for the hot lap ahead. He's going to have to pull something magical out of the bag here. He's going to have to beat a 126.739. And let's see if Ruffel has what it takes to do that. He's going to have to nail every apex. Starting with turn 1. Runs out a bit wide there. Looks like it was okay, tidy enough. Let's see if he can carry momentum through here. Yes. Using up a lot of the track, staying close to the curb on the left, and just feeding it into the right hand here. Dunlop curve coming up, just feathering the throttle there. Gets on the grass a little bit, but it doesn't cost him any time. Or if it did, it would be very minimal. That's where John McLean died. He locks up a little bit, but nice nicely able to carry a lot of speed through that corner and slam on the brakes into this hairpin down to second gear. I'm just fighting with the throttle there, the traction. So hard to get under control, but Rufo manages it. Gets a little bit wide there on the last corner. Missed the apex completely. But it looks like a fast lap from Rufo. Flat out for this left-hander. Down to the final chicane we go. Another little bit of a lock-up, but nothing too serious. Takes a lot of curb there. Will that cost him? I believe not. I think we're going to see a time on the board here. Are we indeed? No, we do not. Rufo, it looks like he invalidated that lap on the very last go. And there's not much time left on the board here. We may see Rufo start from the back. This could be a disaster for the Force India team. I don't believe Rufo. See, the issue Rufo has at the moment is if he was to set a fast lap on these tires, they're already 1 lap old. So another hot lap would put 2 laps onto these soft tires, which wouldn't be a complete disaster, but will be very compromising indeed. I don't know, I'm undecided if Rufo is not on a hot lap here. He's let Fox right through there. And I wonder if Rufo is going to do a hot lap after this one, which would actually further compromise his strategy for the race, meaning he would start the race on 3 lap old tires if he's be able to get it into the top 10. Ayesen retiring from the session. No real change at the top, although we do see, there is a change at the top. We see another 126 on the board. It's from Fox and it's a 126.996. And we do indeed see Rufo continue on these soft tires. This is going to compromise his strategy in the race. We need to keep an eye on that. These laps will be 3 laps old as he starts the race where everybody else will have fresher tires. But I think Rufo has obviously decided it's better to qualify and put a lap on the board and start the race from the very back. Lots of drivers retiring now, but just as Rufo continues on his hot lap, let's see, the route is first currently. Fox is second, while 125 is third, Marson fourth, Ayesen on his debut is fifth, and Hazy 6th, Pixel 7th, Marcel Polaroid is 8th, 9th is Wessel, 10th is Doughmaster. But are we going to see Rufo snatch a podium? I don't think so. The route has just gone 1 faster with a 126.244. What a lap indeed. Let's go on board with Rufo as he crosses the finish line. Where does he put it? He only managed his 9th, and that is a bit of a disaster as he will start on those tires, I believe, unless anyone behind him is able to go a little bit faster. Wessel may be one of those drivers. It is possible that he could push Rufo down, but Rufo will need 3 drivers, I believe, to push him out of the top 10, and I think that's a big ask right now. Yep, we're seeing only 2 drivers slower than Rufo out on track, and Keeper Magnussen is retired, so only 1, and that is the guy we're on board with right now. It can go faster than Rufo. Rufo down to 9th, and Wessel crosses the line, unable to go faster, starts the race in 10th position. And what a great qualifying session that was. Sets us up nicely for the race in just a moment's time. and we've yet to get a weather report, but so far blue skies are the order of the day, and we may well see a dry race here. We saw Russia was Russia was very wet race, and it was enjoyable but a bit chaotic, especially with his safety car coming out. But look at that, route is on top, 126.244, while 125 is going to finish or start the race in second. Fox third, Marson S, the first of the Mercedes boys, in fourth. And this is lining up for a great race. We've got the championship leader at the moment, Ruffel, and his teammate Wendy further down the field. Wendy starting right at the back, and we've seen that before from Wendy, having to start quite far back, and he's able to navigate the drivers ahead quite handily. So that should indicate some very good racing up ahead. Yeah, and we're down on the track, and there is a lot of cloud cover at the minute. Bit of grey tinge to the clouds. They look a little bit threatening, but it looks like a bit of moisture in there, so we may well be on for a changeable race when it comes to the weather. Anybody watching in chat, who you got for the win? Obviously the road would be favourite right now with blistering pace in qualifying, but how is that going to convert into the race? Will he be able to maintain that pace for all of the 27 laps? Ruffel down in 9th. We'll be hoping for a great start, make up a lot of positions, but he's got a lot of fast drivers to navigate ahead. Marcel Ayesen, the new boy, with something to prove in his first debut race for SOR. Split 1 Series 8. And Marson S currently in 4th, so a really good qualifying from him. He starts on the second row alongside Fox in the Ferrari in 3rd, so the first set of corners is going to be very interesting indeed. We're seeing quite a fast pace here from the formation lap. Drivers just trying to get some temperature into their tires. We're hoping Marson S has been to the toilet already. So a last minute dash to the toilet last week. I thought he wasn't going to make it in time, but he did. But enough about the toilet. John McLean, driver number 18, so he and Wendy will make up the back of the grid. Keeper Magnussen back in 14th. We'll be hoping to be hoping for a good race ahead. We've seen him perform well in recent races. The series only keyboard driver. And we are about to line up for the start of the race. The drivers lining up at the back. Looks like all the drivers are in position. The lights are up. 1 light, 2 light, 3, 4, 5. We are live racing here at Suzuka. The drivers are heading down into turn 1, while 125 is the inside line, but the route gets a better run into the corners, and it looks like he's got the inside line for the S's. Pushes while 125 out a little bit. Nothing too aggressive, just letting them know I'm in charge here, I'm in the lead. And it looks like most cars making it through successfully. A very tidy start to the Grand Prix, thankfully. Marcin S has gained 1 position, but we see Pixel is the biggest winner out of the top guys here with 3. Yeah, he's taken 3 positions already, and we're just into sector 2 now. Let's just get our bearings straight now. Seeing the 2 Ferrari boys running very closely together. Pixel just taking his position on Fox. So wonder if team orders will come into play as Fox goes wide there, goes into the dirt. Nothing much doing about it though. He would manage to save it. Oh, and it looks like Ison is lining up. Marcel Pollard goes too wide into the fast left-hander. Just backs out of that before an accident happened. Great stuff here. It looks like Ison is still all over the back of Marcel. Marcel got it, guarding that inside line for the first turn. Ison falling in line behind him as they go into the S's, and Ison now under pressure from Don Alexi. Don Alexi squeezes past. Bit of a wheel tap there, put Ison in a bad position, but he managed to save it nicely. And Ison now dropped down to 8th and is now under pressure from Hazy and Rufel. Rufel himself down 1 position from the start. I'm just trying to keep an eye on all the action here. There's too much for me to keep a track of, which is great for me. The action is aplenty. Let's go up ahead here. Marcin 0.4 behind wall 125. Pixel, bit of a slide there, but hanging onto the back of Marcin S in 4th, and his teammate just behind him in 5th. What have we got down here? These interval times are crazy. Don Alexi got himself up to 7th. And all 18 drivers have made it so far onto lap 3, which is great to see. And the Root putting his stamp of authority onto this race. DRS is now enabled. This is going to make the race all the more interesting. Ison on the gearbox of Don Alexi. But sector 1 is not a great place to try to pass anyone apart from the start-finish straight. Of course, Don Alexi getting the wheel into the dirt there, but nothing too bad. And again, Don Alexi going a little bit wide, so he's feeling the pressure. Ison trying to go for the outside. Don Alexi maintaining a position, but let's ride on board of Rufel. We know he's a bit of an opportunist, and he's loving this battle up ahead. Hazy is dropping down to positions there. So Wendy is able to get past Hazy. So we've got a bit of a trend developing here, a bit of a gaggle of cars. Quite a gaggle, actually. Look at that. And with DRS now open on the start-finish strip, but look at this. They may not need it. It's the slipstream train all aboard. So you go into this fast left-hander. Dirty air is going to be a bit of an issue. You can see that Ison had to back out there a little bit. Oh, and Don Alexi breaking early. Ison tried to go up the outside. Don Alexi back on the par. And Marcel, it looks like he's under threat from Don Alexi. Don Alexi switching to the outside. Will he have him by the first corner? Looks like he will. Yes, he does indeed. He takes position from Marcel. Marcel down to 7th position. Top 5 remain unchanged, but we're staying with this pack of drivers. This is where the action is right now. Rufel almost glued to the back of Ison, putting a lot of pressure on him. Oh, and Hazy trying to go around the outside as the concertina effect takes. Yeah. There is many cars in this gaggle. This is crazy. Look at this. All these cars bunched up together. Something has to give. Who's going to crack first? This is brilliant stuff. I love this. Oh, and a few drivers going wide. Windy, one of them. And he falls off the back of Wessel a little bit now. Wessel bunched up right behind Hazy. Oh, and Hazy, was that Hazy? Oh, yes, Hazy went wide there. He cut the chicane, I believe, and is backed completely out. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, I think he might have got a slow down, but let's go. There's a change of position. Oh, this is not good. This is going to end in tears, I believe. We've seen Ruffel. He's a bit of a master at this. Just nicking positions left, right, and center. Oh, and Wessel sending up the inside of Marcel, I believe. Wow, Wessel getting it wide as they go too wide into the fast right-hander. And they pays the price. He drops down a few positions now. As they're almost free wide into the hairpin, too wide into the hairpin. And Wessel makes it, he goes from too wide to too wide into the hairpin. Great racing here. No one giving an inch, but respect remaining in each of these fights. This is great action here. I'm really enjoying calling this one. But we've got, it looks like there's a breakaway gaggle up ahead. So we've got Pred Ridge all over the back of Wessel. Is he going to make a move into the fast left-hander flat out? No, he remains on the back. Oh, and it looks like Ruffel up ahead. Was that Ruffel or Windy? Ruffel now getting squeezed out by Marcel. Oh, and a lot of aggression there. Marcel went into the pits. I believe he's picked up damage maybe. But no love given there. Ruffel under pressure from Wessel. Wessel going really wide. Turn one. Oh. Yeah, Marcel as suspected. And for a pit stop there, I believe it was a front wing change and possibly keyboard Magnussen too. And Hazy. Yoko. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Yoko. I believe he may be desync, but let's go up front here. We need to look at the action. We'll just do a bit of a recap. We're on lap 6. The Root remains in the lead. Has led from the start of the Grand Prix, but while 125. He's dropping off a little bit. 3.6 behind here. And we'll just have a look at tires. Like, I believe all these front guys are on super soft. Yeah, that is the case. And Marcin in third, dropping off a little bit again. 3 seconds behind 125. 6.5 behind the leader. Fox and Pixel continue to ride together. Don Alexi saw an opportunity there, tried to go around the outside. Nipping in for a bit of slipstream. He's got the DRS open, but so has Pixel. Oh, and it looked like a bit of netcode issue there. No contact, but it looked like Pixel car reacted as if there was contact. Pixel, of course, will not have known that. He will probably have felt a bit of contact there and felt Don Alexi was being too aggressive. But Don Alexi taking that position, and Don Alexi looks like he's lining up the next Ferrari for another overtake. And this is for 5th, 4th, and 3rd position. Don Alexi looks like he's going to go up the inside here. Is he? He does. And he makes it stick. He is now into 3rd position. Where did Marcin S go? Marcin S is way down the ranks. Something happened to Marcin S. We did not pick up a pickup in that. I don't see any damage in the car. What has happened to Marcin S? That is terrible. His teammate is doing so well. Marcin S down to 13th position. What has happened there? Well, as I say, I can't see any damage on the front wing. But Marson S down a massive 9 positions. Disaster for Marson S. Now out of the points. But yes, he's pitted, so he's on fresh soft tires. So he must have picked up damage there. I'm not gaggle. I knew there was something going to happen. It was some of these camera angles are not favoring capturing the best action here, but we're doing our best. Don Alexi representing the Mercedes team now in 3rd, but he has a fast driver in Ruffel and his teammate behind in 4th and 5th. Excuse me. And our first retiree from the session, Keyboard Magnussen, out on lap 8. So we're down to 17 cars. And I believe Yoko is desync for me. Oh, we've got some action forming up back here. Let's see what we got. Yes, we've got debut drive from Will. And he moves himself up to, well, not quite yet. He's alongside John McLean. And backs out of the last, backs out of the last corner. Opting to keep his front wing probably. But in the points as well on his debut drive. That's great to see from the Toro Rosso driver. This is definitely not a split that is easy to score points in. So currently in 10th. Let's see what he can do from there. And Marson S is up to 11th from 13th already. And we've got Wendy in the pits now. So, this is interesting. I wonder if Marson S is actually one for the undercut. Oh, Marson is just got passed by WA125 there. He obviously made great availability of that DRS, but WA125 carrying too much speed into turn 1. Paid the price, had to back out, and now Marson S is up to 10th again. So yeah, it's going to take a few laps to figure out strategies here, but a lot of drivers pitting. So let's do a recap of the race. Pixel still out on those super softs, the only driver apart from Ison yet to pit on those super soft tires. They've gone 8 laps, so I believe those guys are trying to stretch them out as long as possible and then switch onto those medium tires and opt for the one-stop strategy. Marson S, I believe he is one for the, I'm probably one of the only drivers to go for the 2-stop strategy in the top 10 at the minute. With switch of a position, John McLean, what has happened there? Looks like the route is lining up for a pass on Doughmaster. Oh, and he had to back out there. Stuck his nose in, but decided against it. And look at that, we've got a new race leader, Don Alexi, yet to pit. Doughmaster is under a lot of pressure from the route and moves over and concedes the position, and wisely so. The route is on a, he's already pitted, he's on these fresh medium tires, so he is on a one-stop strategy. I believe Marson S is on a 2-stop strategy, so let's keep an eye on him back in 9th position. He's on those soft tires, so he'll have a bit more pace, hopefully be able to make his way through the field. But of course we'll need to pit one more time. Don Alexi is currently in charge of this race, but Ruffel is closing in on him on every corner. Ruffel, we know, had a hand injury coming into this race. I wonder if that will play a factor as the remaining laps come into play. We're in lap 10 at the minute. Ruffel 0.4 behind the leader, but all 3 of these guys, Don Alexi, Ruffel and Predrich, will need to pit again, as will Doughmaster, Will and Ison. So it'll take some time for the leaderboard to sort itself out here. And Ruffel comes into the pits. It's lap 9. Don Alexi choosing to stay out, so Ruffel going for a bit of an undercut. The route is back up into second position. Ruffel, let's see where he comes out. Might have been held up a little bit there as another driver comes into the pits. Looks like that was Predridge. Ruffel currently 8th position. The car in Pixel. Yeah, so Ruffel coming out just ahead of 9th position Pixel. So not too bad for him. Clear air in front of Ruffel. And it takes him a while to get these mediums up to temperature. Pixel, obviously, he's already had 2 laps, I believe, 1 or 2 laps on these tires, and they'll be up to speed. Ruffel struggling a little bit there. Look at that. Pixel just so much more speed. Carried through the corner. Almost able to make a move on Ruffel, take that 8th position, but Ruffel's tires look to be coming to him. Pixel getting a little bit of a slide on there as he exited the hairpin. Shouldn't cost him too much time. He's still on the back of Ruffel. If he can hang on and get a good exit from this last corner. No, he does not. He goes wide, and you can see the gap open up there. Ruffel now able to stretch his legs a little bit. He's got 12 seconds to make up on WA125, but he's got a lot of clear air, and that's the main thing. And looky, what we have up here, we have the route is taken back to the lead of the Grand Prix, but look at that, Marson S is in 2nd position. He's on that 2-stop strategy, so he is going to want to try to maximize the gap to WA125, who's on those 4-lap old medium tires. John McLean is the only driver, I believe, yet to make his first pit stop. He is up in 4th position, just ahead, 10 seconds ahead of Donna Alexi. So, bit of a spread developing here. I think the biggest loser from the pit stop, something that we haven't really picked up on, is Ison is back in the 15th position. So him and his teammate 14th and 15th. So something going really wrong there for the Renault boys. Ison was doing quite well initially, but must have had front wing damage. There must be some kind of issue that's really impacted on his race right there. So the biggest winner here is Marson S. You see, we just want to keep an eye on the gap from 2nd to 3rd there. It's not really increasing that wide. There's John McLean now in the pits. He will most definitely opt for those medium tires, but where will he come out? I believe we're on position 10. Yeah, almost 11th. Windy with a fast lap there, 130 flat. Almost. Oh, and who is that ahead? Wessel and Will going side by side through turn 1 and 2. Very brave stuff from both those drivers, but Wessel comes out ahead. Great driving there from him. Seen him struggle before on turn 1 and turn 2, just going out wide and cost him a lot of positions, but he nailed it that time, and he's got himself up to 11th position, so he's just outside the points for now, but 4 seconds, not that big a gap to close in for the first point pen position. Marcel in 10th. What do we got up ahead? Pixel is being overtaken by Ruffel before the back straight, so great stuff from him. There's something happened back here. It looks like Wessel. Oh, the commentator's curse as I was praising him. Wessel has had a major issue. I think, yeah, he's got some front end plate damage. That's affecting him massively for think this is sector 2, yep. Just heading into sector 3. So he may well need to pit again. That is a disaster for Wessel. Points were within his grasp, but doubtful now. As he falls further back, he struggles to make each corner due to the front wing damage. But I don't think there's any other cars were around him at the time. I may be wrong. I think that was a driver error there from Wessel. Has cost him his front wing. Yeah, he pits again. Finds himself at the very back of the at the very bottom of the standings, unfortunately. But let's go up front. Marson, he's not pulling out a gap to Wa125. Wa125 is hammering these fast laps in, and he's actually closing in on Marson, who may be struggling a little bit on those soft tires. We know in the first stint there, first round of pit stops, the soft tire runners were coming in around about lap 8, lap 9, and there's still, let's see how many laps we've got. 13 laps to go, 12, 13 laps to go. So Marson S is going to struggle now, as he is on 8 lap old soft tires. And look at how much Wa125 is able to close in there with the use of DRS. He's right on the back of Marson S, heading into these S's now. Not a great place to pass. He might wait until sector 3 to put the move on Marson S, but you can see Marson S is struggling a little bit there. And interestingly enough, it shows soft tires on Wa125 here, but I believe he's actually on the mediums. I think it's a bit of a graphical glitch, but you can just see how much more grip he has on those fresher tires. 3 lap or 7 lap old. Okay. I wonder, is he actually on soft tires? Oh, Marson S going wide there. Bit of a lapse of concentration for Marson S. Unusual to see that from him. He's quite a consistent driver. Wa125 is just trying to get the best possible exit. ISN picking up a 3-second time penalty. Not many of those coming up today, but IS unfortunately picking himself one up. He's in 11th position currently. Wa125 just trying to use, you can see the ERS. He switched it down to low, so he's trying to save on the ERS at the minute. And Marson S, oh, was he trying to sell him a dummy there? Looked like he was going to go into the pits. But Wa125 has DRS open and is on overtake mode. Has he got the move done? They're still too wide. Wa125 getting pushed out a little bit there. Had to back out. Marson not giving up the position without a fight. That's good for us. Not so good for Wa125. Nice battle going on here for second position. We've also got a battle of Predridge and Pixel. Predridge, oh, looked like he was going to send it up the inside there, but thankfully thought better of it, because that would have resulted in probably 2 cars not finishing this race. Not a great place to overtake here, unless you send it up the inside on the hairpin, but no, not now. Patience is key. You've got a long straight coming up. If you can just get the exit right, carry enough momentum, you should be able to pass by the end of the lap. Rich is using all of the track there. I don't know, Pixel main doesn't look like he's close enough for this time. No DRS here, just slipstream. You see that coming into effect there. Oh. And there we go onto the start finish straight. Marson S is in the pits. We'll keep an eye on this battle here. I think there's an overtake coming up. Let's have a look. DRS is open and Pixel leaves the inside door open. And Marson, look, Marson is too wide. Almost, there's Morrison wants to make it 3 wide. Morrison does not want to be held up by these guys. He's on these fresh tires. He's just out of the pits. And he makes it past Pixel. But now he has Ridge ahead. So he split this battle up and made it his own. And he's on those fresh tires. But he's going to have to take those to the end of the race, I believe. He's not going to want to pit again. And he's got 10 laps left. He might just be able to do that. Ridge getting a way better exit on the hairpin. Pixel falling off a little bit. Pixel actually under Fred from Marcel. Marcel and Pixel too wide. Oh, on contact. Looks like Marcel had a bit of damage there. Marcel actually getting a time penalty as well. Oh, and banging of wheels, but Marcel hanging in there. It looks like he's done enough. Oh, a Marcel and Pixel is a disaster. We didn't see the impact there, but Marcel absolutely gets destroyed. It looked like in the barrier, and the FIA will 100% will want to have a look at that. Maybe be able to get a better angle, maybe on board with Marcel, but Marcel is out of the race, and Pixel also picking up damage there. He is in the pit, so his race is massively... Yeah, his front wing is completely off. What a disaster for both drivers, but Pixel at least able to continue in the race. Put on those fresh, soft tires, and points are still on the table. But what a disaster for Marcel. Too wide for a whole sequence of corners, but someone had to pay the price, and unfortunately it was Marcel. Pixel paid a bit of a price as well, but he's still in the race for now. What interesting stuff here. Wessel actually is still behind. He's in 14th position. He's behind Pixel. Wessel is just... Yeah, I think he just passed Hazy there. And I'm just reading chat here. JDJJ22. Marcel probably pushing him on purpose. He likes to do that. Well, this is the split one, the top tier of SOR, so these guys like to fight for every inch of track. There's no love given, but there is FIA to look at any unnecessary contact or incidents, and they will definitely 100% want to look at that incident between Marcel. Oh, and Hazy is out as well. We've got 3 DNFs currently. Yoko on my screen, it looks like he's desynced, so we have no idea where he is on track right now. We're watching Marcin here. He is on soft tires, 2 laps into his final stint, and he's trying to hunt down he's trying to hunt the fox. He's got sight of the fox. You can smell the fox, you can see the fox. Now he has to catch the fox. SOR in no way endorses fox hunting. And JDJJ is the famous keyboard warrior. How's it going, my man? Keyboard Magnuson in chat. Who you got for the win? Seems obvious right now, but we know this is racing and anything can happen. Root looks like he's got it sewn up for now, but let's see if we can find any more battles. Through the field, we've got Wendy. He's on 11 lap old medium tires. Up ahead of him is Don Alexi on the fresher medium tires. But Wendy looks like he's really pushing it here. He's pushing the limits of the car. Hazy is out of the session. He's a DNF. So we've got a Mercedes sandwich between Force India. Between the Force India of Rueful and Windy. Wonder if team orders or team strategy will come into play here. Rueful a wee bit ahead of Don Alexi, so not really able to slow him down or anything and help his teammate out. But look at this. I think Windy fancies taking fourth position here. Able to carry more momentum into the final chicanes. And he will have DRS available to him. Oh, and just goes over that bump. Almost got caught out. Car just wanted to flip him into the pits, but he able to correct the mistake. And the DRS is indeed open. Looks to the outside. Nothing doing. And into the S as they go. He is all over the gearbox of Don Alexi. But Don Alexi is not going to give up without a fight. Keyboard Mindson, if you can hear me, what happened in your race? Look like you're really struggling today, mate. If you want to fill us in, I can update the viewers. Windy, although he's on these older tires, looks like he's able to really pressure Don Alexi. And I wonder, oh, Don Alexi, what happened there? Windy just got so much more speed heading into those two corners. And it looked like he actually gave up the position. I don't think he did, but maybe Don Alexi backed out and just felt there's no point fighting him right now. Or maybe he is going for a little bit of a strategy play for himself here. Maybe he wants to stick on the back of Windy and take the position back in the dying laps of this Grand Prix. So let's do a bit of a race recap. We're in lap 22 of 27. Ooh, and Don Alexi still tucked in behind Windy. This battle isn't over. P4 is still up for grabs. But yes, race recap. The Root is commanding the lead of this race. He's 11, almost 12 seconds ahead of Wild 125. Rueful in third. He was our driver to watch, and rightly so. I believe he started 9th, 10th, and has got himself right up into third, which is great to see. His teammate is behind in fourth, but he is under a bit of pressure here from Don Alexi. His own teammate, Marcin S. It's on these 5-lap old tires, and I think what we're going to see develop here is Fox. Oh, Fox is on 14-lap old mediums, but we know these mediums can stretch out for quite a long time. You may even be able to get 20 laps on these mediums, so the question is 14-lap old mediums versus 5-lap old softs. Marcin may be at an advantage right now, but as these laps progress, we're going to see those soft tire performance fall off a cliff. I'm just getting an update here from Keyboard Mindson in chat. He said in qualifying he spun twice, hit the pump on the main straight, got wing damage. He couldn't improve his time, which was only 14th in the race. The pump, and I believe by the pump he means that little bump just before the start finish, just before the pit. There's a slight bump, and it really unsettles the car. You need to be very, very, very careful when you go over that. Sometimes you have to lift a little bit, but he's got caught up with that, and he says he got caught up by that bump, and it was a DNF unfortunately for him. So I wonder if this track is one of the more difficult ones to compete on the keyboard with. Look at this. Fox has now got this gap down to under 1 second, so will now be in DRS range. He's just teetering on that 1 second gap mark. Master is right up on the chuff of his teammate. Iason making his debut race. I wonder if team orders are going to come into play here. Are they going to go too wide for the fast left-hander? It's flat out. Looks like Iason backed out. He does indeed. Master is up to 9th position. Iason, this is James. Do you copy? Oh. And it looked like Master. Oh, I wonder if these guys are, yeah, they're making use of the DRS in the start-finish straight, but it actually looks like Master is getting slowed down quite considerably here, just from being behind Iason. Maybe it's a dirty air or whatever, but Fox is falling off the back of Marson S. The gap is now 2.5 seconds, so there's 4 laps remaining in this race. Have we seen? Is the fight over? Not quite sure what's going on between the Renault boys. Iason, we saw him, it looked like he let Master pass, but then back on the start-finish straight, there was another swap of position. Actually looked like Master lifted. And this is where Master passed Iason the last time. Not able to get the move done this time. Thought about going in the inside there, but no, he just happy enough to follow his teammate through onto the start-finish straight, and lost quite a lot of time there trying to correct the car over the bump. While 125 with a 3-second time penalty. That is interesting stuff. Ruffel is only 5.6 behind him, so I wonder, I'm just going to check this really quickly. I'm sorry for interrupting the viewing there, but I want to see. Wow, 125. He's got a stop-go penalty and a penalty of 3 seconds, so we know he's got at least 3 seconds, but did he serve the stop-go penalty, or will that be added to his final race time? And this is the closest battle currently in the race. We're heading into the last laps. Currently in lap 25. Leader crossing the start-finish line. It's now lap 26 for the leader. Ruffel will be getting fed information from his engineer regarding penalties, and while 125 is 3-second time penalty, so oh, and there is a swap of position there. What happened now? Oh, I'm not sure what happened, but Fox is close right up on the back of. Okay, Marson S has made a mistake, I believe, and that's allowed Fox to close right up on him. So there's going to be a lot of pressure here. That was going to be a bit of a nightmare for Marson S as these soft tires and heading into the 9th lap of their lifespan, and will be falling off the cliff any moment now. Fox will know that. Oh, and Master and Iason continue to race closely against each other, but let's just keep an eye on this gap here because it's coming down all the time. We can see Marson struggling there from the exit of the corner. Fox 2 struggling a little bit, but not quite as much. He's now 0.5 behind Marson S. There's a yellow flag in sector 1, but we're staying with this action. Exit's going to be key here from this corner. And it looks like they both got a good exit, but I think Fox, with his slipstream here, is going to make a move. He does indeed. He goes for the outside, goes onto the dirt. Tries to switcheroo, but not enough momentum. And they both head into the final chicane. And if Fox can get a good exit here, which he does not indeed. He's got the DRS, but he is just falling right off the back of Martinez, and that has bought Martinez some time. We're on the final lap of the Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. We've still got a P6 position up for grabs. Ruffel has the gap to Wow125 down to 4.4. We think Wow125 has at least, well, we know he has 3 second time penalty, but does he have more? We'll find out when they cross the line. I don't think Ruffel's going to get that time down below 3 seconds. But Fox is really wringing everything out of this car. Martin is going to be struggling so much on those softs. All Fox really needs to do is stay close on his gearbox, make sure he gets a good exit. And so far he's doing just that. Look at Martinez. Lack of speed there. I wonder if this... Yeah, we're seeing both these drivers probably struggling on fuel. And Fox puts a move on the outside and just has some more grip. I suspected Martinez struggling massively on those 10 lap old soft tires. But he's going for another move off himself. Gets the slipstream. And Fox goes out wide. It looks like Martinez has taken this position back. Great racing here from both these drivers. And Martinez crossing the line in 6th. So a great end to the race from him. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Ruffel indeed takes 2nd position. So Wow125 had the 8 second time penalty, I believe, applied to his time. And that moved him down to 3rd position. So still a podium, not a complete disaster there, but could have been 2nd for him. So Ruffel able to do damage limitation. But the driver of all the marbles is the Root. Back-to-back wins for the Root. That's gotta feel good. What a finish to the race. We didn't see the Root cross the line, but we see him now on his cool down lap, taking it all in his Williams car, waving to the crowd, pumping the air with vitriol. Great race from the Root. Gotta be driver of the day. Gotta be. And what would be very, very cool would be to actually get a driver interview with the Root. I can maybe see if I can put that together. If you just bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. But what a race. Suzuka, always a fan favorite. And you can see why the action was aplenty today. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get a chat. But let me just try something.
Whoa.
Hey Predridge, it's Ocean Chief here. I'm on the live stream. I just wondered, how was your race?
What?
Your race? How did your race go there, man? I'm just saying we're on the live broadcast, and just saying, I just want to get a bit of insight as to how your race went. It was, from my point of view, it was quite entertaining.
Your opinion, my race was entertainment.
No, the race as a whole for me was entertaining.
Oh, okay. So, my race. You want my comment after the race or what?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Okay. I will be in the Spanish. The race, the weekend was good. We tried a lot of setups. We work hard to find a good setup. The car wasn't the best it can be, but I just push, and I achieve 7th position. So if we look my quali, I was 15th on the grid, so that's pretty much good. The opponents were faster, and that's all what I can say. there was some dirt moves by Pixel, but my onboard cameras record everything, so my team will put, send that videos to the FIA. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I picked up some of those incidents on the stream. I see that the route is also in the channel here,
Hello
so
there.
yes, so it's great of you to join us. I was trying to get a chat with you, I just didn't know how. But yeah, so congrats on the race win.
Thank you.
Back-to-back wins for you, so looking good.
I got lucky.
You got lucky. Oh well, I think there was some skill in there as well. You're being a bit modest.
Nah, it's just ABS.
Oh, ABS. Okay, ABS for the win. But yeah, you're 16 seconds ahead of Roofle. That's not bad. That's not bad. You can take some credit for that at least.
I
Yeah.
want
I was
to
losing around
congratulate
half
to
a
the
second each lap to him, because I was just going slowly so I can make it to the end. Rueful is fast, but he got screwed in the quali.
Yeah, I saw
There
that.
was no one fast behind me, so it was a cruise to the win.
Yeah, well, you got lucky. But that's sometimes all you need is luck.
Oh no.
Because I was watching the race. There was a lot of gaggles, a lot of.
Pa jebi ga, ne mogu ja zašto trku brže.
Yeah, I almost got a heart attack when I overtook Domaster in turn 1.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some great stuff on the stream. You'll enjoy watching that one back, so you will. But thanks anyway.
Maybe.
Thanks for joining us on the stream. The route, you get driver of the day, despite your modesty. From my point of view, it was a great race from you.
Assists of the day, yay!
Assisted driver of the day. Okay, well, cheers anyway for joining us on the stream. Appreciate it. Thanks for you. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A bit of an impromptu driver interview there from Prix and the route. But yes, please join us next week for round 13 of SOR Split 1 Season 8. As you saw today, some very, very fast drivers in this series, and it's shaping up nicely. Roofle, of course, dominating the Drivers' Championship at this time, but we may have a new contender in the modest, the ABS using route. Ladies and gentlemen, drivers and pedestrians, thanks for joining me. This is Ocean Chief signing off. Cheers now. Bye bye.